Hi, I'm back. I'm Jill with Copycat Crafts by Jill. And as promised, I'm here and we are going to make some decorative pull tabs or just whale tail tabs. And I do have them in different sizes. You will have to apologize, Dolly, Dolly is my cat and she is behind me. She is deaf and sometimes she decides to join in the conversation, and it's just what we have to put up with Dolly. Okay, so also let me sit down, but I have to be careful of moving my chair because I never know where she is directly behind me. Okay, so these are the ones that I've already done. It will look like this. You probably can hear her, Dolly. I also did some smaller ones. I hope the camera, it's not perfect, but I wanted to get a video out, and so I just grabbed my camera stand and my lighting, and I put it all together, so I hope there's not too many shadows and that you can see everything okay. So these are ones I've already finished. Oh, are you making an appearance, Dolly? Are you making an appearance? Thank you. Everyone thanks you. Yes. Thank you. Okay. If you watched my last short video, you know that I got the giant paper punch, which is this. And I've been paper punching up a storm. And then I also have the Stampin' Up one, which I believe most people have some version of this one. I have this. Oops, sorry for the... I have this one. I also have a couple dies that make a couple different sizes. But if I go smaller than this, it's really hard to decorate and make fancy. So we're gonna just do this size and then the larger ones. And I certainly punched out a bunch of different ones from different paper. If you see my picture, I also have all kinds of little bits and bobs ready to be picked through. I have my little drawers with little labels and numbers in. Before we get started, I did want to kind of show you that as I was punching the black ones out, it was a whole like sheet of paper, like a half of a file folder. And I love these because you probably can't see it on the camera, but it actually has like a grain to it. And I love that. Love that. And this was paper that I got in as a gift from Robin. So thank you, Robin, for that paper. I'm using a piece of it for this project. And then I had a piece of red file folder that was just in my scrap bin that I dug out. But what I wanted to show you was all of these pieces here were the cutouts, the scraps, the leftovers from punching these and punching these out. All this was the scraps. And I always go through all the scraps, and whatever I can salvage, I salvage. Even if it's skinny, thin pieces, I round the corners, and I use these as just decoration. Same with these. These were also just trash. And I took my, I'm not sure, the ovally paper punch. I wish now I would have invested in the one with the longer neck so that I could go deeper, but I did not. So I folded it in half and I did the first one crooked. That was by accident, but I made it work. I just did another one and then I punched a small hole, and I think it came out really cool. So I think that came out really cool. Anyway, I have ones that I didn't do yet, and they're always different sizes because they are just the scraps. So none of them are the same. I also keep the pieces that are punched out, and that is these little ones. And so when I punch that out, I keep these little pieces. Not 100% of the time, but a lot of the time. And I also keep the red ones. And let me show you. I use them, like here's a red one and here's a red one, and that's actually a dot from punching a hole, which I have right here, which I normally never keep. It happened to be on my desk. If it's on my desk, I slap glue on it and stick it somewhere. And that's exactly what I did there. Kind of reminds me now of like the little tab you get to close your bread bag, doesn't it? Anyway, I wasn't shooting for that. I was just, here is a black one. And if they're not even a whole one, like when I punch on the end and I only get a piece, I still use them. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to use these today. I did put a tiny bit of distress ink on them. I just put them on a napkin and tap my dauber on just enough to give it a little bit of marks on it so that it's not so bright red. I started putting washi tape on a couple. It's not real, it's just for decoration, because once these tabs are on your paper, the fold is not going to get used a ton. It's not like you're opening and closing, it's glued like that. But it still looks really cool. And as with always, I stuck to my tradition and got the tape on crooked, so yay for me. I punched papers. These were out of a digital kit that I printed on cardstock, light cardstock from Walmart, and it was left over, so I punched some of them. This was also a digital kit out of thicker. I double print on both sides, so I did one out of that. Here was one or so out of, I believe, Tim Holtz paper. I did a couple of the small ones out of the same digital kit papers. I happen to love that kit. What do we have over here? These were file folders. This was a green file folder with the tan on the inside. And these are old. I have green here with the tan on the inside. These are new. These are old, and you can tell because they're kind of shiny, kind of satiny, shiny, a little bit slippery. These are very dry, very dry. I love them both, but in a working world, these are actually a little bit tougher, but I still love them both file folders. This is a brown file folder, really old, that I got from Goodwill. And it has the same kind of shine and kind of odd coloring to it, which I really love. And then I have the two different black ones. I have the black that you can use a nail file on and make look really weathered, and that I believe is from Tim Holtz. And then I have the ones that have the grainy, almost leathery, old paper baggy grain look to it, which I also really love. So I have those more Tim Holtz paper ones. So we're just gonna throw caution to the wind. We're gonna grab a couple. I'm not gonna decorate all these and make you watch. I wouldn't do that. I'm going to see what Miss Dolly wants and why she's being so verbal, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I think we settled her. Nothing that little bit of brushing and kind words, I hope. Settle her down. Okay, so I got out a couple different punches to make holes. Of course, my oval one. I don't know what this is called. If anyone knows, put it in the comments. And even my pliers in case I want to squish, like I did with this one, squish the little brad. I definitely need these for all the little things I'm going to work with. So I think I'm just going to start with this one. If anyone has any questions about even just all this little things that I make, feel free to ask. I'll try to explain better or even do a whole video on that. I left this out because I did want to show you. I do round the corners, unusually only 2 of the corners, because a lot of times I use this on the edge of a paper or right in by the binding, and I want it flat. But sometimes I don't curve at all until I know where I'm going to use it. This one, I have to trim a little fuzzy, but I just did those because then I can trim this as long as I want it. Those came curved, so. But I do all these with this little tiny corner rounder. I got this at Hobby Lobby. It was like $2.99, and it allows me to really work with tiny pieces, and it's easier for me to tell if the corner is actually pushed all the way to the back where it needs to be, and it just makes the perfect tiny little corner. I have this one which does a small, but a lot of times till I stick it in, I'm shoving it way past and I don't realize it. This one I love, but for my little things I use this one from Hobby Lobby, and it's really small. So I just wanted to explain how I did that. All right, I'm only going to do a couple because I don't want to bore anyone and have it just get redundant, but I am loving it, and I've just been so excited, and I've wanted this punch for so long, and I just have quite a few ideas, but I had to start somewhere, and we're starting here. So you can decorate both sides or one or the other side. If you decorate this side, if you use it this way on your page, or you can decorate this side and use it on that way. You can decorate both, but since these are already so big, I think I prefer to decorate one side, see how that goes before I jump in and decorate both sides. Let's see, this I cannot tell which way is up and which way is down, so we're just going to make it an executive decision, put it a little bit on an angle just for interest. I'm going to center it. You don't have to. You can even have it stick off the side, because no one's going to be able to bend it or anything, because that's the part that will get put onto the page when you put it on the page. So you can have it sticking off the side if you want it. For this one though, I think I'm just gonna put it fully on. I might stick something else, but since I've already decided that, let's just go with that. Let me tell I was already playing, so I'm just gonna glue. I hope I'm in frame. And I don't want it totally straight. I want it at a tad angle. Good enough. And I think this is where I want that. So I'm going to move my whole glue thing so that I don't have to keep reaching over you. And let's put it here. Get it a little bit straighter than that. Whoop. Or way crooked. Down. Okay, and I'm going to put the other one on as well. I'm going to put that one right about here. Push it down. All right, let's see. I don't want anything too white on it, so how about instructions? Instructions kind of look like that would be instructions. Yes. All right, I'll move along with that. Okay, I want the end of the original label to stick out up on top. It's a little hard to see because it's black, but it's sticking out up here. All right, Dolly, I'll let you out of the room. I'll let her out. All right, it should be a little bit more quieter now that she left the room. All right, I think I'd like something red to help pull in the red that I used. So I think I'm just going to plunk that there. And all these pieces that I have pulled out are just a mix match of everything from every kit, every piece of little cut off that I cut off and kept, like that one, just cut off of something and I kept it. I have a million of them, but that's what I do. Some of these aren't this cute. Yes, we will use them at some point tonight. Let's see. Do we want anything else, or should I just put a hole for either a brad or an eyelet? I usually end up using brads because my eyelet setter doesn't work too good. But if I only put an eyelet on one side, then you wouldn't necessarily know how bad the eyelet setter works, but I think I'll just stick with my, let's see, we want something perhaps dark, gunmetal or silver or something. All right, we'll go with that. And we're going to go with one side. Probably help if I marked where I want it, because otherwise, where do I want it? Maybe right here. Let's see if I can see that through here. I can't, so I'm just gonna shoot for there. Exactly, that's where it wants to live. Oop. Maybe not, just jump ship. We're just gonna, if you think these little legs are just too long and you can't bend it out of your way, I can. But if you can't bend them out of your way, I just trim them. I trim them. Trim lots of them, but today we don't have to. And I like mine indented. I just think that gives them an older appearance. Now, this one should have got a nice little tag out or something, but that will sit for the most part like that. And I think that looks pretty cute and not overdone. Sometimes I like overdoing it, other times less is more. All right, let's see. Didn't I guess I did not. Brown one. So we will do that now. If you don't use this distress ink, then you can get right busying to decorating, but I can't imagine not. So, and you can tell these were from file folders because it still has the score line that file folders come with that run across the bottom. But I just think that helps to add to the grunginess. So let's see. Oh, I'm sorry if you hear the I'm right next to the hot water heater and the washer, and when that goes on, well, I certainly know it, and perhaps you do too now. Okay, so we have that. I don't know, maybe all right, I'm not going to glue it right away. I'm not going to glue it, but I do like that. If I stick it down like that, it will hold that down better. All right, what else? We want something. What do I have? I don't know. Do we want something round? Do we want something I kept these in my pile here, and I'll show you why. Because I kind of wanted to use one of them and leave it as a pocket. It would be a pocket. But it has to make sense. And right now, it's not making any sense. So I did also want to use this little, I don't know if this was meant to be cut off and thrown away from a Tim Holtz, in the Tim Holtz pack, but I have like 3 of them and I don't throw those away. And remember, this will be, it doesn't matter if it sticks off, because once it's glued on to a page, it won't be able to be bent or anything like that. So I kind of like that. I just don't know if I want everything square. I can't hear anyone. What are you saying? Yes, no. Do we have, what else do we have? This is where I just start. That doesn't work. And just start things. Put them on, take them off. Okay, we'll leave that like that for this moment. And what else do we have? Then I'm going to do a smaller, one of the small ones. If I could get that under there a little bit. Yeah, I think I'll keep that under there. I might even be able to move that one down a tad. And why don't we glue that down first? All right. So this one and this one will go first. Just going to put my glue right along the very bottom. So that I can get it under those little marks. Okay. Very delicate work. Okay. Give that a little second. This I might move down a little bit. And what I think I'll do is we'll decorate this side as well. So we won't over decorate either side. Okay, so I'm going to glue that on, but I don't want to glue the very top. So just going to glue the bottom for now. We're not going to glue this side because we don't know what we're doing with that side yet. Okay, just gentle. Then this will go under here, depending how deep I want it to go. Yep, I can do that. Okay. All right. Okay, push that down. that one over here. Maybe I have something smaller but round. Probably nothing I could find that quickly. And even that is still too big. It would be a choice, but it's a little too big. Not really sure. Seeing anything that I like better. Too close to the same color. Okay. I'm just going to stick to that for now. Let's glue that on. Okay. Let's see if I can work in one of these. Sometimes I can. How about like that? What do we think? Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. And now we can go on to this side, I think. And of course, at any time when you go to use these, you can, especially if you leave a little bit of room to change your mind or do something a little bit different depending on what theme you're going to do. I always end up doing business, more numbery, ledger type things, but I would like to make a very flowery one, something herbally or something. Let me see. Okay, I'm not sure. Anybody have anybody see anything I'm not seeing? Possibly something down that way. I was hoping I had dug out something that perhaps had a little bit more color to it, but can't see. United States. That's a maybe. All right, I think think I'm going to glue this down. And I won't glue too close to the edges in case I want to shove something under it. That's my workaround. Okay. Go about there. Let's get this. I'm gonna go like that. So let's glue that down. Again, I won't go too close to the ends in case you want to shove something under it. Like that. Okay. Now I don't know. Maybe that seems a little big. That goes right up to the top. I guess we'll stick with this one. So if I glue that down, then I'll know. Yes, we'll go back there. Like that. Do I want it on it? Maybe we want it on it. Yes, we definitely want it on it. Okay. There we go. We don't want to open it too wide now just because we bent it over, but there it is. This tiny thing. What is this? A tiny little number. I don't think. Too much. Well, we can always add something later. Let's just leave it. Let's get out a little one. There's a small one. And I already inked it, so that's nice. Same with this one. And this size especially works nice when I want to work in these little tiny pieces. So maybe we'll do that. Let's see. A little too big. A little too big. That's okay. Let's see what we have here. We have Napa Valley. Look at all these cute little love. Well, maybe not for today, but I do love them. All right. Let's see. Do we have anything interesting? Too big. A number. It's odd that most of these things are not stressed in here. That's odd. Something with a little color. Maybe we're gonna turn it, because that way, if we use it like this as a tab, it all won't be too crooked. This looks cute. Go this way. Maybe put little brad through there. I don't know. Is that pushing it? Is that pushing it? Well, we won't know till we push it. I don't know if I'll even be able to see that. I can't. Is there something in there? Up there. Oh. Yes, Joe pushed it. Oh. Couldn't do that again if I tried. Let's put a little hole in here. No. So the hole gets there. All right. Let's see if we can pick a little. Don't want that. Don't want that. We want darker brown over that. But I wonder. No, I won't have to because I'm going to put it through to one side. So we won't worry about trimming that. We just need to worry about where we want it. Okay, so I don't know. Let's shoot for here. Good, bad, or whatever we're gonna shoot for here. About. Stick it through. We want it. Do we want? Yeah, we want it to keep like maybe moving around. So I'm not gonna like push this down like I'm cementing it in. I just want it that way it can still kind of turn a little bit, have a little bit of movement. Not done. We'll sneak something else in there. What else could we sneak in there? What else? Looks a little big. I like this one. Maybe some, even if we have to trim it a little bit. We have to trim it. I don't know if I want that. I like that. Kind of like that one. I think I'll put that on there before I change my mind. Whoop. There we go. And I don't want red, but maybe just one of them. Let's see. Do I? Do I? I'm gonna, just because I can. I am gonna. Okay. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Dolly's back at the door. She really wants to help me tonight. There, that way it would be like that. This side we'll just put a number or something. I don't know if I want that one, but I want something like it. Yes. Okay. There we have it. And these are nice to just make ahead, especially if you're like me, that a lot of my projects are kind of in the same style, the same banker's business style. Let's do something with some color on it. And what else would we like on it? What's this? That seems to be a little too much of the same. It's too tall. Yes. Where's my little one? Here it is. Something. How about something? Like that. And no. No. Just see. No. Trying to work this one in. This one's making it a little harder for me here. Maybe it's just a little too big, maybe? Maybe I should just get some little thin piece from here. Okay, I think we can all understand the challenges I'm working with here. I had to get up and let Dolly in before she broke down the door. Okay, so where was I? Okay, this little guy. That little guy. I was kind of hoping... I don't think I have anything smaller. Thinner, I should say. Don't think so. I've been looking at some of the digital kits that are ruler like this. This one, which I love. Now I downsized it. I cut the size in half, maybe more. I'm not entirely sure because I wanted little ones. But I believe this is from Vibe of Vintage, and I love these. I should just print them out also the regular size so that I would have regular size ones. But for whatever reason, I felt as though I needed little things. I don't know why. What am I thinking? Let's see. If we do that and we cut it somewhere right before the 4. Well, I certainly could have done a better job than that. No, I couldn't have. That's my superpowers. Cutting crooked. And now I'm crooked the other way. Alright, well, it obviously wants to be crooked because, alright, let's see. Alright, let's try that. And when I do this, I really try to take my time, because if I start to rush myself, or what I feel is rushed, I stop. I just stop, and I somehow feel like none of it looks good or whatever. I just stop. So I really have learned to try and slow down. I try not to overthink it, to be honest, but I want to enjoy the process. Let's put it that way. And I really do enjoy the process. So that's what I want to enjoy it. I want to enjoy the process, and I do enjoy trying the different labels and little bits and pieces. I enjoy that. If I was worried about somehow mass creating or something, well then that might be a little different. Then I might want to not play as much and do, just get it down, get it glued down. But I think over the last couple of years, I've really learned to slow down and enjoy the process, not just the end result, the whole process. And for me, that's what getting into a hobby or whatever art you choose to get into. If you're not enjoying the process, then you're probably in the wrong hobby. You should probably look for something else, because I think for me, the enjoyment comes from the process, not just the end result and the finished product. And of course, we all want a finished product to be proud of and know we worked hard on. But I also want a finished product that I don't think back on and think, whew, that was really, that was kind of a stressful time doing that. I don't want to think of my creating and crafting and building And it's probably also why I don't have a million products sitting here or for sale, or I don't feel like I need to constantly put out. It takes the joy from it. And there's times I want to spend every waking moment in my craft room and in here. And then there's other times where I just, I don't know, I don't know, is it burned out? I don't know. But I think I want to do, bend it. Something. Where's this one? I want to do this one. Do that. Do I want to do that? Yes, let's put something on here. Let's find something that fits, that I don't need to cut crooked. I think we've had enough crooked for the day. Nope. All right, looks like okay, we're picking that. Okay. Then if I stick this with the brad there, or do I just want to do a hole in the string? Let's try that, a hole in a string. So let's mark it, and I'm going to do through both. Yep, that's what I'm doing. I may need the bigger one then. This ought to be fun to watch me try and get a string through. Here in a thin string right through there. Let's see if I even have one on the ready. Blue. All right, this would be good enough. Let's darken it a little tiny bit. Gee, I hope that's not too thick. Darken that a little much. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. I know, Dolly. Okay, no helping. Thank you. Yep. Maybe I should get this part over. I might have to cut that little string off. All right. If you've been with me for a while, you know this is my kryptonite or whatever. This is where I end up not doing too well. Let's see if I can get this. That string might be a little thick, but we're gonna make it work. Or are we? What the world? Let's see if I can grab it. No, I want to grab both at the same time, not just one. And I know there's like a little doctor and nurse surgery thing where you can do it, but if I knew it, I wouldn't be struggling. So bear with me. Patience is the key. All right, let's pull that up a little bit. There we go. I might just cut that one off. That's actually the string size I wanted, this little white one, but didn't see that one anywhere in there. Here, we'll get a little pink ones. All right. So there. I may have to glue this, the little tag down a little tap of glue. I think I will do a little tap of glue. There we go. Maybe I'll take this red one off too. Can add one back if I want it. There we go. Simple enough, and it's done. It's done. Cute. Very cute. Okay, I think I tortured everyone enough. We have quite a few here, and I'll probably keep making a few more so that I can put them away in my stash. Then when I need them, I can just pull them out. I'm probably going to try making a few with the paper that is already kind of decorated. I don't like to add too much, it's already decorated, and I don't know, I have a thing about covering pretty paper. It's part of my reason why I keep hoarding all my Tim Holtz papers and stuff, because every time I flip it to the back, it's like, oh no, that's even cooler, and then I hate to glue things over it, pockets and stuff. I have to get over that first before I can start making some stuff with my Tim Holtz paper. But I also hate to use it because he's not making it anymore, and I didn't realize it. I don't even know when he put out a limited edition papers from the vault, and he had all my favorites in there, and I totally missed it, or I could have got my hands on some, but I didn't. So I only have what I have, and I don't know, I didn't collect much. I didn't hoard his paper, so I only have what I have, and I kind of hate to to use it, but I'll get there. I'll get there. And I do love digitals because I can just keep reprinting, and I gotta say, that's nicer than worried about someone stop making your favorite papers, right? So I think we did enough, and I'll stop rambling so you guys can just keep making some. My next video, I plan to actually make more of these, but not on video, and then actually use them. We're going to make, I have a project that I would like to do where we will be using some of these that you've made. So if you have a favorite digital or paper pad that you enjoy using, make a couple of these in that theme, because we're going to make a little project. It will be a one video, start to finish project, and I hope you enjoy it. I don't want to say too much, but I'll give a preview and give everyone a little hint before. But until then, make as many as you can and keep them in your stash, because you won't be sorry. You'll pull these out whenever you need them. You'll be glad that you've made them ahead of time. And they also are really nice for Happy Mail, a couple that you decorate, and you put them in someone's Happy Mail. They'll be happy to receive them. Okay, well, until the next time, stay creative and hugs.